Alright, welcome to BrickTrains. I'm Joey, and today we have an interesting set. So, I do a lot of Samsonite vintage sets. The Samsonite era was back in the 60s and very early 70s when Lego licensed the bricks to the Samsonite Corporation, which was a very large corporation at the time in the United States. They had lots of distribution. Lego, thought we cannot handle the United States. It's too big. It's too far away, really, as was their big thing. They couldn't keep their hands on it and control it. So they licensed it off to Samsonite, and that didn't go as well as either company really wanted. And by the early 71, 72 time frame, Samsonite Corporation in the United States was out. They were done. So that left Canada, which was also another Samsonite corporation, and they still had the licensing agreement for Canada. So this is the time frame that we're talking about here. So post the United States, so post 72. Europe's taken it back over. The sets that come into the United States at this time frame have a different set number than the ones that are in Europe. For example, this set, which is set 695, try and get that in there, and it is a Formula One race car, and as you can see, it is by Samsonite. Let's see if I can straighten that up a little bit. How about that? And if you also notice, it is in English and French. Okay? And I'm not an expert in French, Canadian, legal, or how it is, but it is interesting to me that the by is first. I thought in Canada the French came first, but I don't know. Any rate, so there's some more on the back showing the Canadian and the Samsonite logo. So here's where this one gets super confusing. In the United States, this set would have been $491. That would have been the set number of the box and everything would have came $491. And that would have been produced by Lego in the homeland. And then shipped over here. In Europe, the set was $695, like this. There's a picture of the box. $695. But in Canada, it was also $695, but produced by Samsonite. At some point, I'm gonna get all three of these. Once I figured out, or I don't figure it out, but once I learned that there's yet this Canadian version of Samsonite sets, it kind of intrigued me. I was like, so how many of these sets are like this? Brickset and BrickLink do not list these separately. So technically this set is listed under the European set. It's clearly not the European set. It wasn't even made by it was made in Samsonite. It was made in Canada by Samsonite. And in fact, it says clearly on the box, right there, if I can get the shadow off in the light, made in Canada, up there in the very, very tiny print. I'm not going to get the shadow of the camera showing up on the box, so that's as close as it gets right there. There's some more at the top, Canadian and English. So I think it's pretty interesting. So now another thing for me to collect. I very much like the oddball stuff, the things that are different. This set, although it is a very nice set, it's a very nice race car. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't particularly appeal to me as a set that I would normally bought. I mean, Formula One cars or Indy cars here in the United States, and I know Indy cars and Formula One cars are different. They're cool. When I grew up as a kid back in this, I probably would have liked this car back then, because we were really into the Indianapolis 500. We live in Indiana, and I've never been to a race. Everybody asks me, "Oh, you live in Indiana, so you go to the race all the time?" Nope. Been to the time trials, but I've never been to the race. Okay, so 1976, $15 set, U.S. version, European version, and a Canadian version. Pretty interesting to me. Hope it's interesting to you. Thanks for watching. Comment contest. Since almost nobody ever gets to this part of the video and watches this, I'm going to make this comment contest really easy. What year did this come out? It said $6.95. First correct comment in the comments, and I'll pin it to the top.